So I'm watching this video about this guy who's talking about we're living in, I guess, what you would call like a matrix. Like, how do we know that something is there if we're not there? Like, okay, like the universe. Why can't we travel past the speed of light? And he makes his point. Why? Why can't we? You know, is it because we're living in a simulation, right? Like a video game. And I posted something on Facebook. You know, I shared a video about this, and they talk about this. A video game. You're playing a video game where you're the first person. You know, you shooter like Halo, or you're killing zombies, whatever. And you're in this huge universe, right? I mean, you can play for hours and go in different places. Never go to the same place twice if you don't want to. But when you leave one place, it doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. Because the computer can only generate so much at one time, right? So once you leave that room or that city or whatever, it's gone. It no longer exists. What exists is what's in front of you, what's beside you, what you can see. That's what exists. Is that life? Now, having said that, I know that there are things exist beyond what I can see. And the reason why I do know, like, I can talk to my friend in the UK, and even though I can't see the UK, I know it exists because she's there and millions of other people are there. So I know they exist. I can make a phone call to someone, to family in Louisiana or whatever. I know they exist because they're there and they exist. Just like they know I exist because I'm here and I exist and millions of other people are here. So it doesn't really work so much, let's say, on Earth. But say you get out in even, you know, the closeness of space where we have our telescopes can see things, but when you get out into the universe where we can't see, how do we know it exists? You know, so where the universe is forever, it's infinite. What is infinite? What does that mean to the human mind, right? Like, you know, when they say the universe is expanding into what? What are we expanding into? And even when they try to answer that, you never really get a satisfactory answer. At least I don't. And you just, it's, you know, it's like, what came before God? God's always been here. What came before God? I don't want to get, you know, that's another rabbit hole. But my ADD kicks in and I jump in all these rabbit holes. But my point is, back to the speed of light thing. If we reach the speed of light, why can't we go 1 mile an hour, 1 kilometer an hour faster? Why not? What is stopping us? Is there something stopping us? Is there a force stopping us? Is God stopping us? Is it the fact that we can't go any faster than that because the universe or the creator, God, cannot create things in front of us fast enough because it's a simulation, right? I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It exists in our minds. It exists in all humans' minds. I can look in a telescope and see something. Someone else can look at a telescope and see something. I can look at a building and someone else will see the building as well. So maybe all our minds are connected in some sort of way because we're all connected to the Creator, right? But maybe we can't go faster than the speed of light because, like being in a computer's simulated game, if you try to outrun, if you try to go too fast, you ever play a video game and there's glitches? Like there's a building and then it kind of fades out and comes back because the computer's trying to keep up with you. You're running in the game, the computer's trying to keep throwing images in front of you. And it's trying to keep up, and sometimes you go a little faster than the computer can keep up. And there's a blank space for just a split second. And then boom, you know, then you see the scene. Maybe that's what will happen if we go faster than the speed of light. And like, I remember, learning in science that some of the light you see from some of these stars, some of these stars aren't even there anymore. The stars don't exist, but you still see the light because it's coming at us, because the star is so far away that light is still traveling to us at the speed of light, obviously. And one day you won't see that star again. But I'm thinking, so if we went faster than the speed of light, well, what we're looking at is we're looking at something that no longer exists. So we're kind of going back in time in a way, right? We're going back in time in a way. So if we went faster than the speed of light, then we could go back in time. And maybe that's why we can't go faster than the speed of light. I don't know. It sounds, both explanations sound legit to me, but I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm a truck driver. What do I know? But it doesn't, in the video he talks about, it doesn't negate God, because God is the one running the simulation. And it doesn't mean that we don't exist. We exist. It doesn't mean that things don't exist. It doesn't mean the universe doesn't exist. It just means that nothing can go on forever. So there's got to be a loop. So things have to keep being created when we see it. Like we launched the James Webb Telescope. Now we can see deeper into the universe. So were the things that we see now in the universe, were they there before we could see them? Or did God have to say, okay, they've got the technology to see further now, I've got to create some stuff out there, right? I'm not saying it's not real. Like if we were able to go out there, if we see a planet out there, I'm not saying we couldn't go there. Well, we might not have the technology, but if we had the technology, I'm not saying that it wouldn't exist. We couldn't go out there. But I'm saying it didn't exist until we were able to see it. Right? Like the old, people always say, well, if a tree falls in a forest and no one's there to hear it, did it make a sound? Well, yes, it made a sound, because the tree, whether we're there or not, that doesn't change the law of physics. The tree doesn't know if we're there or not. So the tree's not going to say, well, there's nobody here to hear me fall, so I'll just be quiet. The tree's still going to make a sound. And you can say, well, the tree's even there if you don't see them. Well, that's true, but we know the trees are there. And that's what I'm saying. I believe things on the earth in the area around us are real. They're here. They exist. You can say, well, how do I know that table in the other room is still there when I leave? Well, you can put an alarm clock on it and set it and walk out of the room. And that alarm clock will go off and you'll hear it, even if you don't see the table. So you know it's there. You know the alarm clock's there anyway. So I believe this stuff is here, and it remains here. But only so far out into space, into the universe is here. Because it can't go on forever. There's no such thing. Not in the human mind. Anyway, that's a rabbit hole I've gone down. Maybe I'll start posting more rabbit holes. I don't know. But that's it for now.